and we are ready to assist Elon, Vivek, and President Trump to get the job done and reduce the size of government.
Hello and welcome to the DOGE and MAHA news channel. My name is Chris. In this video, we're going to focus on DOGE, or the Department of Government Efficiency, and we're going to watch a video where they talk about a DOGE Congressional Caucus. So I didn't really understand what a caucus was, so let me go ahead and show you what that is. Okay, so I got this definition from Wikipedia. It says a congressional caucus is a group of members of the United States Congress that meets to pursue common legislative objectives. So essentially, I guess, if there is a DOGE caucus, that means there are a number of members of Congress that are going to meet together and pursue some legislature or some legislative bills and whatnot that will help the DOGE process, that will help improve the government efficiency, and maybe working with Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy on this. So that's pretty exciting to me. Let's go ahead and find out more information about that in this video.
So as we were just talking about, Vivek Ramaswamy says deleting entire government agencies is on the table for the new Department of Government Efficiency. He's running with Elon Musk. Take a look at this. The federal budget, now close to $7 trillion. We have more than 440 government agencies. Don't you think there's probably some redundancy in there? Almost 3 million civilian workers. The deficit is nearly $2 trillion, and the national debt $36 trillion, and just paying the interest on that is $1 trillion.
Okay, I got to pause and look at these numbers again because this is outrageous. Really, I should take a screenshot of this and then look at this again in July of 2026 and see what has changed. So our federal budget, how much we spend or how much we budget per year, is $6.7 trillion. We have 441 government agencies, federal government agencies. This is not counting state and local and city and all that other stuff. In those agencies, there are 2.8 million civilian employees. Okay, and the federal budget deficit is $1.8 trillion. That basically means that the government has spent this year $1.8 trillion more dollars than it has brought in taxes and other revenue. So it has sent out $1.8 trillion more dollars than it has brought in this year so far. Our national debt, $36 trillion. The interest on that debt this year alone, $1.2 trillion. These numbers need to be posted on X every single day and just really driving it home that this is a big problem. I think a lot of us just tend to forget about it. It's just something that we don't think about. At least that's how I normally am.
$1 a year. But some Democrats are saying that the DOGE team, whoa, got to slow down. Watch.
We still have a constitution. I don't know that I can find any constitutional statutory basis for deleting agencies as you've described it. So House Democrats will remain clear-eyed about doing what needs to be done to protect the American people. And of course, that includes the wide variety of services that so many countless Americans rely upon.
What are these services that we rely upon? If these agencies disappear tomorrow and there is no effect, obviously there were no services being provided. So, of course, I mean, they're not going to cut Medicare and Medicaid and services for people with disabilities and things like that. You know, they're looking at just regular wasteful spending, inefficiencies in the government, overpayments to government contractors, all that kind of stuff. I mean, I did a video earlier where they talked about payments that went to people on the do not pay list. For example, people that were dead. So just getting rid of those kind of behaviors is going to save us a ton of money. But of course, the Democrats, the liberals, they're going to be fighting this every step of the way. How can you be against efficiency? How can you be against cutting costs? But these people are going to be. They're going to fight it.
Okay, so let's bring in Republican Congressman Aaron Bean of Florida, founder of the new DOGE Caucus. Congressman, good to see you. So are these agencies, 440 plus U.S. agencies in our government, are they mandated by the United States Constitution? Most of them didn't even exist when the Constitution was written.
It's outrageous, Martha. It's great to be with you. Outrageous. The numbers you just put up show that we're out of control. Government spending is out of control. The swamp is out of control.
Yes.
And we are ready to assist Elon, Vivek, and President Trump to get the job done and reduce the size of government.
So why did you feel the need to form a DOGE Caucus? And how are you going to work to support this effort?
Well, Martha, I'm fired up. My colleagues are fired up. There's great excitement here on Capitol Hill. They're going to need help.
That's really cool. Actually, I'm really excited to hear that they are fired up. They are excited about it. It just kind of, it feels good. It feels like there's going to be progress. It doesn't feel like there's going to be as much fighting, but there's going to be Democrats that are fighting this. There's going to be Rhino Republicans that are fighting this. So there's definitely going to be a battle and to maintain the status quo, because that's how government operates. Government likes to maintain the status quo or increase in size. And so to actually reduce in size, they're going to feel pain and they're not going to like that. So I'm glad that there are some enthusiastic members of Congress.
They're going to need help. And Elon and Vivek, as dynamic and smart as they are, they have to have worker bees in Congress to get the job done. It takes an act of Congress to get it done. And if we know anything, swamp creatures, the swamp will not go quietly in the night. It's going to
Yeah, that's a great point. So swamp creatures are those leaders of some of these government agencies. They're not going to want their small little kingdom to be cut and slashed by Musk. They're going to be fighting it tooth and nail the whole way, just like we've seen reports where they've been giving recommendations to improve efficiencies or to cut costs, and they just ignore those recommendations, sweep them under the rug because they want their kingdom to grow. They don't want their kingdom to get smaller. So yeah, the swamp creatures are definitely going to be fighting this.
It'll be a fight, game on. We are ready. My colleagues are coming to be a part of the action to reduce the size of government.
So have you looked into how, if they say we want to cut agency X, we know how you can get that through Congress, because you have a very slim majority in the House right now. So how are you going to do that?
Oh, nobody said it was going to be easy, Martha. It is going to take coordination. It's going to take skill. And that's why we formed this caucus, which is now catching fire. Everybody we've talked to on the Republican side, although Democrats, you're welcome to join the DOGE Caucus.
Please, Democrats, join the caucus. It's for the American people. Stop letting politics get in the way. It doesn't mean you're a bad person because you agree with a Republican. Please join the caucus. Get on board. Let's make the government more efficient, less costly for the American people.
We need to coordinate, and there's something for everybody. There's something for everybody to do something. This is going to be a very long list. I just listened to Senator Rand Paul, who always annually has a huge list of items that need to be eliminated. So from big agencies like Secretary Bennett just said on your show, Department of Education, to small things like studying $1.5 million to study yoga with goats. We've got to get it done.
I don't know how they...
I mean, those are the ridiculous little studies and research things that they do. 1.5 million, yeah, that's a lot of money. However, 1.5 million, considering the big picture, is nothing. What's really going to help is getting rid of major agencies like, for example, the Department of Education.
How that's going to help anybody, really. This is the Argentine president, Javier Milei's advice to Elon and Vivek in a podcast, the Lex Fridman podcast. Here's what he had to say. And I just want to say that he has cut his government spending by 32%. So it's worth looking at what he has been able to do. Listen to this.
Yeah, the president of Argentina has cut their government spending by 32%. He just went through and slashed agencies, and their economy is doing pretty well.
They are going to try and replicate the model we are implementing in Argentina. And also, Donald Trump himself is very enthusiastic about this. My advice would be for them to go all the way, to push it to the very limit. And do not give up. Do not let down their guard.
So he eliminated 13 agencies in their government, leaving only 9, and more than 30,000 public sector workers were removed from.
Let's see, 13 agencies cut, 30,000 public employees were cut. That's some pretty drastic cuts. So 13 out of, and they left 9, so 13 out of 22. That's some big cuts. That's pretty impressive. That takes some guts. And so it's pretty cool that he was able to do that. I do like how he was basically saying they need to go all the way. They need to push it as far as possible, that recommendation there. And I think Musk kind of agrees with that. I actually heard him say at one point that what you want to do is make cuts until it hurts, until you get to the point where you actually cut too far, and then you have to bring people back.
From the payrolls. What do you think is the biggest obstacle? And as you think this through and you think about your caucus and what you want to do, how are you going to get around it?
You know, it's just the status quo, Martha. It's always been the status quo. We've always come to D.C. and just done business as usual. That ends with the election, the re-election of Donald Trump. So we're lighting a fire. He's lit a fire. The American people have lit a fire. So we know we have a limited window. The iron is hot. It's time to strike. And so there's only one thing left to do is roll up the sleeves and let's go get them.
Well, it's going to have to be quantifiable. You know, we eliminated this number of agencies, this number of positions. We cut the fat from all of these different elements. So it's going to have to be very specific, and we'll be watching. Thank you very much. Good to see you, Congressman.
That's a fact. We will be watching. The American people will be watching. We want to see results. We want to see them quickly. We want to see some momentum. I think that when Musk and Vivek start to create some momentum with some easy cuts that they can do through presidential action or cutting agencies that are unconstitutional, I think once they start to create that momentum, I think there's going to be a lot of pressure for Congress to get on board and actually drive more momentum. So I'm pretty excited about that. We'll see what happens, but that's why I'm watching this every single day. And again, please like and subscribe if you want to follow along for the ride and see what results DOGE can produce. I'm going to go ahead and leave a playlist right here for the Department of Government Efficiency videos. Go ahead and check that out. And I really appreciate you, and thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video.